Wild hogs are devastating southern farms, but ranchers like Jim from Texas are fighting back. They trap, hunt, and turn these pests into profit at the processing plant. How do they do it? Why is wild hog meat so popular? Watch our documentary, then share your hunting stories in the comments.
Hey guys, it's Chip here from Expanded Pan, hanging out. Clinton and I are...
Wild boars are tearing through Texas fields, costing ranchers $2,500,000,000, 0 cents a year. These invasive pigs escaped from farms in the 1800s, destroyed crops, attacked livestock, and spread disease. For Jim, a third-generation rancher, it's a personal fight. "My dad protected this land with a rifle," he says. "Now it's my turn." With over 3 million boars in Texas, the problem's out of control. They rip up fences, trample corn, and leave hoof prints everywhere. Jim's family once used basic traps, but today's boars need smarter solutions. "I'm not just saving my farm," Jim says, loading his truck. "I'm turning these pests into something valuable." He's talking about traps, hunts, and the processing factory, where boars become dinner. The stakes are high. Lose the farm or fight back. Jim chooses to fight. This isn't just about money, it's about pride. Southern ranchers like Jim grew up on shows like Gunsmoke, learning grit from their fathers. Now they're using modern tools to tackle an old problem. How do you stop a 200-pound boar? Jim's ready to show us, and it starts with a trap that can catch dozens at once. Can he turn this disaster into an opportunity? Let's see how. Jim's battle kicks off at night, deep in a Texas pasture. He sets up a pig brig corral trap, wired with a camera that streams to his phone. "My grandpa used rope snares," Jim says, "but this catches 50 boars at once." At 1 a.m., the trap slams shut, snaring 15 grunting pigs. "Got him," Jim says, checking the footage. It's a win, but the fight's not over. Hunting is next. Jim grabs his AR-15, fitted with a thermal scope, and heads out with his Catahoula dog, Rusty. "My uncle taught me to shoot straight like he did in the Army," Jim says. Through the scope, a boar glows green. One shot, and it's down, no blood, keeping it clean for YouTube. Rusty barks, tail wagging. Dogs are our partners out here, Jim adds. In Texas, hunting's a tradition, and Jim's keeping it alive.
Once that first one gets up in there.
The real game changer is the processing factory. Jim hauls his kills to a USDA-approved facility. Where workers transform boars into sausages, ribs, and BBQ cuts. This factory's a lifesaver, Jim says, watching meat roll off the line. The lean, wild flavor is a hit. Restaurants buy it, markets stock it, and some goes to Europe. One boar gives 50 pounds of meat, Jim says, delivering a crate to a grocer. The processing factory turns a pest into profit, saving farms and feeding folks. This fight's personal. Jim's protecting his land and his family's legacy. Every trap sprung, every shot fired, every crate from the processing factory is a step toward victory. But what makes this meat so special? And how does it bring people together? That's where the South shines.
Okay, Henry, what are we fixing to do?
Oh, we about to raise the lid on our pit.
Yeah. Ooh, all right.
At a Texas BBQ, Jim serves boar ribs fresh from the grill. Neighbors dig into pulled boar sandwiches, smiling and swapping stories. Tastes better when you know it's from our land, Jim says.
Rocker 2020.
It's like the Sunday BBQs his mom hosted, straight out of a Hank Williams song. The processing factory makes it possible, turning boars into a southern delicacy. This isn't just about food. Jim's saving his farm and helping others. The processing factory pumps out meat that stocks markets and restaurants, creating jobs and cutting boar numbers. We're keeping our way of life, Jim says, showing his grandson how to set a trap. Fields are healing and the community's stronger. It's Southern pride, he adds, standing in a pasture at dawn. Ranchers like Jim are proof you can beat a $2,500,000,000 0-cents problem. They trap, hunt, and rely on the processing factory to turn chaos into opportunity. Got a boar hunting story? Ever tried wild boar BBQ? Share below and join us for more Southern stories next. We'll dive into classic boar sausage recipes.
Today, I will take you to a farm in China and hear the story of a herder here. You will be very surprised to hear this farmer's story. In Anbin village, Guangdong province, China, farmer Truong Fu's life has completely changed thanks to the python business. Previously, Truong Fu's family was very difficult. He said that a man introduced himself as an expert in python farming and shared success stories about python farming models in other localities. With the capital he saved, Truong Fu bought a few python breeds and started building a simple barn. His wife also helped, learning all the knowledge about how to care for, feed, and prevent diseases for pythons. At first he encountered many difficulties, but he persevered with animal husbandry. Do you think he will be successful in starting a python breeding business? Please leave number 1 if you believe Truong Phuc will expand its business model. Truong Phuc's python farming model attracted the attention of many people in the village. They come to learn from experience and gradually convert to this new livestock model. Thanks to that, and Bin village became a famous python farming village throughout the region, contributing to promoting local economic development and improving people's lives. Truong Phuc's python farming has helped change the lives of people living in this area. Before feeding pythons, people will check the python's health, ensuring that they are eligible to eat. After that, the food will be carefully prepared. The food will be cut into pieces small enough for the python to swallow easily. Python is only a few days old and people will feed it 2 to 3 times a day, using food that is soft and easy to digest. As the python matures, the amount of food will be increased and the feeding frequency reduced to 1 to 2 times per week. At this time, the python's main food is large poultry such as chickens, ducks, and geese. This large amount of poultry food provides enough nutrition for pythons for about 10 to 15 days. After that, the python will enter a fasting period, helping the digestive system to rest and recover. During this time, people will minimize contact with pythons to avoid scaring them. You should know that this feeding process must be carefully attended to, as it will affect the quality of your python's skin. During the process of harvesting python's eggs, Truong Phuc needs to approach them carefully and gently so as not to damage the eggs. They usually enter the reproductive period after about 4 to 5 years of age, and the breeding season usually takes place in spring and summer. Python eggs are as big as goose eggs and have very thin shells. Python eggshells are very thin, only about 0.02 inches thick, which makes them easy to break if not handled carefully. Truong Phuc often examines python eggs with a specialized flashlight to check their properties and health. This helps him detect early signs of bacteria, fungus, or any other problem that could affect the development of the egg or the health of the newly hatched python. If left at temperatures above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, eggs may spoil. Have you ever thought of python eggs as goose eggs? If so, please comment below. The process of processing python meat for skin in China is often done using manual methods different from processing factories in the US. An important part of this procedure is to stun the python with CO2 gas, ensuring no pain for the python. Then the head of the python is removed to facilitate cleaning of the internal parts. Normally one might think that they would separate the skin from the lower body to remove the internal organs. However, the procedure usually begins with injecting water into their bodies, which helps to inflate their bodies, facilitating the separation of the skin. This process is very important because without injecting water into the body, removing the skin becomes much more difficult because the fat cannot be effectively separated from the skin. What do you think about the Chinese people wanting to keep the traditional method? Chinese people have developed a unique python leather coloring process, creating leathers with higher economic value on the market. To create the characteristic color of python skin, Chinese people often use natural materials such as herbs. are often the most popular on the market today. Uniquely colored python leather artworks are not only a symbol of luxury and class but also express individuality. Therefore, they often have a higher economic value than python skins of other colors. Do you understand the value of a branded handbag you carry with you? They are more than just an ordinary piece of jewelry if you understand its importance. Next, I will introduce to you a product. Economies brand python leather handbag PW03 is a symbol of luxury and class. Made from pure colored python leather, these handbags are not only a quality product but also a symbol of respect for nature and meticulousness in the processing process. In the Chinese market, Economies python leather handbags are highly appreciated for their quality and value by their owners. Owning a Economies python leather handbag is not only owning a luxurious fashion item but also a way to express personal style and sophisticated taste. Therefore, owning a Economies python leather handbag is not only a purchase but also an investment in a part of yourself, showing class in the eyes of everyone. How can you identify a pair of genuine python leather shoes and a pair of fake python leather shoes, which can be done through some of the following methods? First of all, the price of a pair of genuine python leather shoes usually ranges from $500 to $2,000 USD, depending on the brand, material, and design of the product. Genuine shoes often come with a certificate confirming the origin and quality of the product. However, if you do not have expert knowledge about the product, you can recognize a pair of genuine python leather shoes with the naked eye. Genuine python leather usually has high gloss and softness, along with smooth and natural grain characteristics. If you are not confident in identification, you should go to reputable stores and proven brands to buy the product. I advise you that if you do not want property damage, you should choose products from famous brands in the area where you live. Comment number 1. If you want to see more information on how to check the quality of products made from genuine python leather. Comment 0 if you want to process python leather using modern technology. Thank you for watching the entire video. Click the channel subscription button to watch the latest processing processes.
Embarking on the process of raising pigs in China, farm owners shared that they invested a lot in the barn system, especially the large free-range area. Pigs are allowed to maximize their outdoor activities, helping them improve their health and develop according to their species habits. The barn areas are designed to optimize space using locally available and environmentally friendly materials. This also gives pigs the best living environment and saves costs for farm owners. The air conditioning system and maintaining humidity in the barn to help pigs balance between indoors and outdoors are also closely invested in by the farm owner. If free grazing helps pigs increase mobility, increase exposure to natural light, and is beneficial for physical and mental health, then raising pigs in barns helps protect them from harsh elements, reducing risk of spreading disease, and providing a safe, clean resting place. In addition, combining two farming methods helps farmers maintain barn hygiene more easily. While pigs are sunbathing and mud bathing outdoors, farmers can clean up waste and clean barn surfaces without affecting their activities. So what do you think about this combination? Comment 1 if you agree with them, or leave a comment if you have other views. In addition to the living environment, nutrition is also a decisive factor in the quality of finished pork. On farms in China, farmers can change different feed sources depending on the stage of development, pig breed, and farming conditions. They eat the main food groups: green food, rough food, and vitamins and minerals. Diverse food groups are provided to help pigs get enough nutrients at each stage of development. During the first stage, they are fed with a focus on green foods, vitamins, and minerals to develop bones and muscle tissue. Meanwhile, during the finishing phase, roughage and additives will be promoted to increase weight and maintain optimal lean-fat ratio. The amount of food will be balanced by the farmer and changed according to the needs and abilities of each herd of pigs. Most of the main feed on pig farms is provided from local agricultural products, helping to reduce farming costs and make the most of existing supplies. We appreciate the benefits of this livestock model. What about you? On average, after 4 to 6 months of raising, pigs reach a weight of about 220 to 260 pounds, with a lean-fat ratio of 5/5. This is the right time for farmers to sell pigs to food factories. Pork prices in China typically range from 5.2 to 8.9 USD pound, but can fluctuate due to many external factors. Food factory workers will negotiate with farmers to achieve the most reasonable price, then prepare vehicles to transport pigs to the food processing factory. During this process, workers and farmers are always gentle to avoid stressing the pigs, using support tools to help the pigs easily get on the truck without using strong measures. Workers sort pigs by size, sex, and weight to ensure safety and health throughout the transportation process. Each compartment holds from a few to a few dozen birds to ensure enough space to move and rest. Drivers also provide clean water for pigs to stabilize body temperature and conditions. Once at the food plant, The pigs are unloaded gently and systematically. Finally, the driver will clean the vehicle and prepare it for the next transport. We're ready to take you on a tour of how food plants process pigs in the next few minutes of the video. Please like and follow US.in food factories. There are two main methods for humanely handling pigs, using electricity and CO2 gas. The first method involves the use of electricity, in which the pig is placed into an electrical conduction system. When the electric current passes through their body, it will anesthetize them and cause them to lose consciousness quickly. This method is considered highly effective because it works quickly, ensuring minimal pain and stress for the pigs. The second method involves the use of CO2 gas, in which pigs are placed in a CO2 gas chamber. This gas causes rapid and painless anesthesia, causing pigs to lose consciousness peacefully and humanely. CO2 quickly affects the respiratory system, leading to unconsciousness without causing pain or fear. Both methods are designed to ensure maximum safety and comfort for pigs during processing, complying with humane and animal welfare standards. In the food factory, the process of dividing pork is carried out according to a strict and precise process to ensure quality and efficiency. The first step is to clean and transport the pigs mechanically, hanging them on rails for easy handling in the segregation area. Each pig carcass is marked with important information such as production date, weight, and meat quality grade for accurate tracking and inventory at the food factory. Professionally trained technicians use precision cutting tools to divide pig carcasses into body parts such as legs, ribs, and triceps. This division is done systematically to optimize the use of meat and bone resources. The meat is then divided into standard portions and packaged according to specified weight and market demand. The entire process in a food factory is performed in a temperature-controlled environment, typically below 41 degrees Celsius, to ensure product freshness and extend shelf life. The packaged products are then quality checked, sealed, labeled, and stored in cold storage. Finally, they are transported refrigerated to maintain quality until they reach the consumer. Once divided, the pork belly is transferred to the bacon production stage in the food factory, a meticulous process that ensures a high-quality product. Pork belly pieces are selected with an optimal fat-to-meat ratio, then trimmed and shaped evenly. Meat is salted by soaking in a brine solution or by rubbing it dry with a mixture of salt, sugar, and spices to enhance flavor and prolong preservation. Workers then put the meat into a smoking chamber, using smoke from apple or cherry wood. The smoking process takes place slowly at temperatures from 200 to 275 degrees F to evenly absorb the smoke flavor while still maintaining the moisture of the meat. After smoking, workers in the food factory press the meat to achieve uniform thickness and size, convenient for slicing and packaging. Slicing thinly makes bacon easy to use in cooking. Applewood provides a lightly sweet and fruity aroma, while cherrywood creates a richer flavor with a slight acidity. Choosing between these two distinct flavors ultimately comes down to personal preference and desired culinary outcome. Comment A if you like applewood scent, and comment B if you like cherry scent. Bacon holds a special place in culinary traditions around the world, honored in New Year's legends and rituals. Rich in protein, B vitamins, and essential minerals such as phosphorus, selenium, zinc, and iron, bacon offers significant nutritional benefits but should be consumed in moderation due to its saturated fat content and cholesterol. Versatile in preparation, whether fried, grilled, or dried, bacon adds flavor to many dishes from salads to pasta. Bacon can be stored in the refrigerator or freezer for long periods of time. From raw pork to salty bacon, this timeless tradition combines history, nutrition, and creativity. If you want to explore other aspects of food processing, we welcome your feedback in the comments section. Thank you for joining us on this culinary journey with Trending Farm. The storm devastated pig farms, causing more than $1 million in damage to farms in China and Vietnam. As the storm brought record-breaking rainfall, the farm's barns were completely flooded within hours, trapping thousands of pigs in rising water. Rescue teams, including more than 50 local farmers and emergency responders, worked tirelessly for 48 hours, braving dangerous currents and debris to evacuate as many pigs as possible. Armed with makeshift boats and rafts, they saved about 3,200 pigs, although hundreds drowned and were injured. With barns destroyed and feeding systems inoperable, rescue efforts continued into the following days, ensuring no animals were left behind. Even amid the chaos, these dedicated teams worked around the clock to build temporary shelters, provide food, and clean up contaminated areas to prevent disease outbreaks. How did these heroic efforts save the remaining livestock? And continue watching the entire farming documentary on the Trending Farm channel to witness the tireless dedication of these farmers and rescue teams in the face of disaster. In the wake of the devastating typhoon, pig farms faced the critical task of disinfecting to prevent disease outbreaks and protect both animals and farm workers. On farms in Hainan and Guangdong provinces, disinfection begins within 24 to 48 hours of floodwaters receding and can include high-pressure washing, chemical disinfection, and strict biosecurity measures. This comprehensive process, which requires up to 500 liters of disinfectant and 10,000 gallons of water, helps prevent the spread of diseases such as African swine fever and swine flu, ensuring the long-term viability of the farm. In addition to maintaining animal health, disinfecting after a typhoon can help farmers protect the pork supply chain and protect the future of their operations. Without proper disinfection, farms risk long-term damage, including the loss of livestock and the potential closure of farms due to contamination. From this farming documentary, we can see that the strict disinfection process not only helps to overcome the damage and consequences after the storm and flood, but also helps farmers avoid difficulties in the future. Share this farming documentary by Trending Farm with many of your friends so that they know the efforts of farmers in the flood-hit areas. After natural disasters such as hurricanes and floods, vaccinating pigs is an important step in protecting them from disease outbreaks. Pigs are often vaccinated against diseases such as swine flu, African swine fever, porcine circovirus, and leptospirosis, as these pathogens can spread rapidly in unsanitary environments after flooding. The vaccines used must meet strict veterinary standards and are usually inactivated or live attenuated vaccines approved by national health authorities. Don't forget, you can learn more about diseases that can occur in pigs and other farming documentaries on Trending Farm. Vaccination schedules may vary by region, with local environmental factors playing a role. In the tropical Hainan province, farmers may prioritize vaccination against waterborne diseases such as leptospirosis, which is common after flooding. In contrast, Guangdong province may focus more on preventing respiratory diseases such as swine flu due to its humid but slightly cooler climate. Both regions follow general national guidelines but tailor their vaccination schedules to address the specific risks of each region. These measures ensure that pigs recover more quickly and are protected from long-term health impacts, supporting recovery and farm stability. Not only pigs, aquaculture farms also faced huge livestock losses after the floods. They were swept into fields, roads, and other flooded areas, causing them to disperse over a large area. This made it difficult for farmers to recover and rebuild their fish stocks. Many farms and facilities were destroyed, seriously affecting production. In some downstream areas of rivers in Guangxi province, many farmers gathered tools to recover their fish. Another solution is to create water diversion channels to bring fish back to designated farming areas. Using temporary ponds or tanks to collect recaptured fish can help minimize further losses. Quick action is needed to save as many fish as possible before the water recedes, helping farms recover faster. The effort to recover from the flood lasted for many days. One way for fish farms to recover from the storms and floods is to maintain on-site processing. On-site processing of tuna involves several key steps to ensure quality and safety. First, fresh tuna, typically weighing 2 to 3 pounds each, are received and inspected for freshness and any signs of spoilage. Once they pass inspection, the fish are cleaned to remove scales and external contaminants, then gutted to remove the internal organs, which is essential to maintaining the freshness of the fish. Next, skilled workers or automated machines fillet the tuna, creating boneless sections to maximize yield. Each fish can yield about 60% of its weight as fillets. After filleting, the fish are washed in about 500 liters of cold water, sometimes using a mild antibacterial solution to remove impurities. To preserve quality, the fillets are chilled on ice or flash frozen in freezers at temperatures below -18°C, preventing the formation of large ice crystals that can damage the texture. The fillets are then portioned and vacuum sealed for distribution, labeled with weight and expiry date. And finally, the packaged products are stored in cold storage until distribution, ensuring high-quality seafood reaches retailers and consumers efficiently. Before the end of the video, don't forget to subscribe to the Trending Farm channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any farming documentaries revolving around hot issues in the livestock and processing market. See you again in the next videos on the channel.